Hi, my name is Monica Vachon. This is my presentation on identity development. This is a case study of navigating identity in a conservative environment. A case study overview. The subject is named Danica. She is a 16-year-old female and her sexual orientation is unknown. The objective of this presentation is to explain the importance of identity formation during adolescence and to examine the impact of social, familial, and personal influences on aspects of identity development such as sexual orientation. Subject background. Danica lives in a conservative community with parents who hold traditional views. She identifies as questioning or possibly bisexual. While she values her relationships with her parents and respects their perspectives, she feels a growing need to explore and understand her own identity, particularly her sexual orientation. She has a close relationship with her parents, but feels unable to openly discuss aspects of her identity that conflict with her family's values. She attends a suburban public high school with a moderate level of diversity. The school has some LGBTQ+ resources, such as an Alliance Club, but Danica feels unsure about joining. While some of her classmates are more open-minded and supportive of the LGBTQ issues, a significant number reflect the conservative values of her community. She fears that her family or classmates might find out, which may lead to judgment or misunderstanding. In search of understanding and belonging, Danica turns to online communities where she can connect with others facing similar questions. Here, she finds a safe space where she can express herself without fear of judgment. A brief introduction to identity development. Erik Erikson believed that establishing an identity was the main psychological objective in adolescence. Teens work to answer the question, who am I? They ask themselves about many things, such as appearance, career, education, relationships, sexuality, political and social views, personality, and interests to figure out a sense of self. James Marcia expanded on this theory, establishing 4 statuses which represent the potential combinations that show the layers of commitment and self-discovery. When someone is in identity diffusion, they have neither made a commitment to an identity or explored any options. When someone is in identity foreclosure, they have made a commitment to an identity without exploring any options. When someone is in identity moratorium, they are actively exploring different identities but have not made any commitments to them yet. And those who are in identity achievement have made a commitment to their identity after exploration. Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theories suggests that there are 5 systems that can affect development. Microsystems, or immediate influences. This is also family dynamics. The conservative values of Danica's family means that although she does have a close relationship with them, she is limited in being open about her sexuality with them. the meso system or interconnected systems, also known as the school environment. In Danica's case, she is in a school with moderate diversity and mixed peer attitudes. Some are supporting of LGBTQ plus people, while others reflect the conservative community values. The ecosystem, or the broader community, brings in social and cultural norms. Because Danica's community has conservative norms, this reduces the LGBTQ plus visibility in the community, which heightens Danica's sense of isolation. The macro system, or the cultural context, affects Danica's personal values and beliefs. The broader societal expectations around sexuality in conservative communities such as Danica's contribute to her internalized pressure to conform. Influences in her community shape perceptions around acceptable identities. This creates a barrier to her own self-acceptance. The Chronos system takes into account the influences over time. Being an adolescent intensifies Danica's need for acceptance. Therefore, she turns to online LGBTQ support groups, which contrast the norms of her local community. Identity versus role confusion is the critical task of adolescence, where individuals work to establish a coherent sense of self, values, and beliefs. Danica's development through this role includes fear of rejection. Danica feels she must hide parts of herself because of the conservative values in her family and community. This can lead to role confusion because she is not being given the space to explore this identity. Exploration. Danica seeks identity affirmation through online LGBTQ plus communities, where she can explore her orientation safely. Finding a place to be accepted and fit in with peers will more likely cause her to develop a well-defined positive identity. The potential outcomes of Danica's story would be identity achievement. If she gets the support she needs, she could achieve self-acceptance by integrating her identity and while she balances her family expectations. Without the validation and support she needs, Danica may experience role confusion, struggling with self-doubt, and fragmented identity. Danica is stuck between the identity foreclosure and moratorium stages in Marsh's theory. Just as a reminder, for people in identity foreclosure, they have made a commitment to an identity without exploring their options. Danica faces pressure to align with her family's conservative values without fully questioning her own beliefs. Identity moratorium is where people are actively exploring their identities but haven't made any commitments yet. Danica uses online communities to explore her identity safely trying to understand herself more fully. Therefore, she is also in identity moratorium. These are two ways that can help Danica foster a strong identity development. The first way is by encouraging safe exploration. We can do that by encouraging Danica to connect with LGBTQ plus clubs or support groups at school, by offering a confidential environment for self-expression, by promoting continued engagement with affirming online communities where she can explore her identity without judgment. Another way to foster a strong identity development would be to try to get the community or her family engaged in learning about this. As far as community resources go, Danica could connect with local or online LGBTQ support groups, organizations, further fostering a community understanding and inclusivity about her sexual orientation. And family support groups could help Danica's parents maybe understand and become more accepting of her sexual orientation when she does decide to come out. Danica's identity development is still a work in progress, but this story tells where she is now. She started by building a support network. She established meaningful connections in supportive spaces and created a network that reinforces her sense of belonging. In doing this, Danica gains a stronger sense of self and begins to embrace her identity. Danica gains a stronger sense of authenticity while she chooses not to disclose her full identity to all her family and peers. Through the online support systems and her exploration, she grows more comfortable expressing her true self. The last struggle through her identity is the ongoing family dynamics. Even though Danica, has a greater understanding of herself, she still might have to face challenges with her family, which will require patience and resilience. Conclusion and reflection. Danica's experience illustrates the complexities of identity development in adolescence, particularly when faced with conflicting family, community, and personal values. Through her journey, Danica navigates internal conflict, the desire for acceptance, and her search for authentic self-expression, highlighting the importance of supportive spaces. Access to safe spaces, understanding peers, and affirming resources are essential in helping Danica move towards self-acceptance and resilience. References.